To test whether his wife was pretending to be blind, the husband deliberately led her into a bedroom full of thumbtacks. Then he signaled the maid, who was actually his mistress, to push his wife onto the bed. However, he didn't know that his wife's sight had already returned, and she understood their whole plan. Cleverly, she turned the tables by making the maid fall onto the bed full of thumbtacks. Seeing this, the man quickly rushed to comfort his mistress, hoping his wife would not find out what had really happened. The husband told his wife to rest to make everything seem normal while he secretly took the injured maid to the hospital. But they didn't know that the wife had already figured everything out. It turned out that earlier, while she was looking for her husband to take their child to the hospital, she had fallen down the stairs because she couldn't see. Taking advantage of her blindness, the husband instructed the maid to steal the child, and they planned to get married soon. However, when the wife suddenly woke up one day, she miraculously regained her vision. She swore she would take revenge for what they had done to her. At that moment, the maid brought her soup laced with poison to get rid of her quickly, but the wife already suspected the soup was poisoned and knocked it from the maid's hands. Hearing the commotion, the husband rushed in. The maid grew suspicious that the wife might be able to see again, but the wife continued to pretend otherwise, making them think it was just a coincidence. One day, the mistress discovered that the man had brought another woman into the house. Furious at feeling betrayed, she confronted him, but the man no longer cared about her. In fact, he intended to cripple her, causing her to lose consciousness. The next day, the man took his wife for a walk and pushed her into a lake, hoping she would drown. He pretended to call for help, but all they found was one of her shoes. During the interrogation, he acted devastated and claimed it had been a terrible accident. However, the police grew suspicious. Later, while crying at his wife's gravesite, even though her body had never been recovered, the man was secretly celebrating because he had succeeded in stealing her wealth. Suddenly, his wife appeared, revealing she had been saved by a friend who had known about her husband's evil plans. Shortly afterward, the maid also appeared and testified about all the crimes the man had committed. An undercover police officer then arrested the man, and he was quickly taken to prison. The maid tearfully apologized, claiming she had only been influenced by the husband. The wife, seeing that the maid had already suffered enough, forgave her. The maid then returned the baby and once again begged for forgiveness. The woman forgave her and allowed her to leave.